What's happening, y'all? This is Andrew from Mirror Music, coming back at you from the Closet Recording Studio for another reaction to one of NaS's Magic 3 songs. Now, I was debating whether I wanted to do these songs in order. We did Fever last night, right after the record was released. I think not. I think we're not going to do them in order. I think we're going to go with No Tears today. When I sent the first messages to Coop this morning, after sleeping on the record and listening to it a little bit again when I got up this morning, this was the one that really jumped out at me the most. Again, now I've listened to the whole album, obviously, but I have not dug into the lyrics and dug into how everything interplays. Really, I haven't really thought about it seriously yet. So that'll be now. We'll do some reactions and see what we got. This is No Tears. I remember thinking this marching band riff is great.
A little gun case, you was younger than another violent crime around album number 10. Since a baby ghetto.
That's a really small detail that shows how long NaS has been in the game. Like Another Violent Crime Around about album 10. I don't know. You guys help me out with what number album this is. Magic 3. I know it's considerably more than number 10. So to say around my 10th album and use that as sort of shorthand for it really seems like a long time ago is a great way to say that I've been around in the game a long time, right?
Baby, you were ghetto, baby, you were ghetto, baby, and QB crazy, you were ghetto, baby, you had the records playing, you were ghetto, baby, falling while you skating, sneakers hanging.
And so the ghetto baby repeating, it's almost like, it's not like a double Dutch rhythm exactly, but it kind of goes along with the marching band rhythm. I don't know. It's hard to say. You guys help me out. Tell me what you think. Does that count as the beat dropping yet? Because I feel like the beat drops, actually kicks in a little bit. But just like a drum roll kind of almost, like that drum riff kind of. Does that count as the beat dropping yet or not?
Just a life of a ghetto baby. Did old to me.
All these songs have soul samples in them too. I love it.
Still be on your fly shit. Part spiritually psychic. You walk through the haze like Isaac. And maybe this
walk through the haze like Isaac. It's, yeah. I've not looked up to whether that's a biblical reference to Isaac, son of Jacob, because he references Jacob in the first song too. But also, I mean, obviously he's referencing Isaac Hayes, the soul singer, which that's not him singing. I don't know who it is singing in the soul sample, but it's not Isaac Hayes, because Isaac Hayes' voice is lower than mine. But also, obviously, walking through the haze, like Haze, walking through the the fog almost, and that can mean literal fog or smoke, I guess. Or it could mean mental, psychological haze too. So that, I don't know how many, I didn't count. That's 4 or 5 different possible meanings in that one line.
Then we'll see what you and hit done. If they don't call it how it is, that's a big dub. That big age you at, you did your big one. My favorite ever from you, gotta be this one. Got through the scars, everyone. House you down on you.
I think this is the beginning of I'm pretty sure that's the beginning of the hook right there. One of the things that I've noticed that NaS does differently than what you would think of as doing the choruses in in rock music or pop music or whatever. Those tend to be big sweeping chord changes and really super obvious. You can't possibly miss it. In a lot of NaS's songs, if you're not really paying close attention, you miss, or I miss anyway, maybe it's just my ears not being trained to it, but miss that it's the chorus the first time through. And just like much of his music, it's ingenious, but it's subtle, right? And to me anyway, this is obviously an outsider's perspective on hip hop, but I don't think of hip hop music, generally speaking, as a genre, as being particularly subtle, kind of like punk rock or metal or those kind of things. Those are not thought of as like subtle. They're like punch you in the face, punch you in the mouth, kind of genres. And he is smooth. I guess the phrase would be smooth with it. Like, I don't know if I can get away with saying it like that or not, but it's just kind of gliding in there, and it's almost like you don't know you've been hit until afterwards. It's really it's really beautifully done.
Guns, close friends, you lost some. No tears on your face, none. You miss time seeing your son. It's hard to find genuine love. Family members in the cuffs. No tears on your face, none. Everything is just what you made it out to be. The world of entertainment got some lessons from your pops. Held it down alone, moms on heavenly watch.
I mean, that reference obviously is to his own father. I would assume it's to his own father. He got lessons on entertainment from your pops, who was his father was a jazz musician. My inference here now is that he's not narrating his personal life experience necessarily. I mean, some of it probably is, but more like the kinds of things that he sees.
The tears on my face just stop. Dear older me,
I've never heard a song that had like that marching band kind of like somebody actually like hitting the drums, like hitting the snare or whatever, doing that with a soul sample too. I mean, clearly I do not know enough about hip hop history to be able to say it's never been done before. I mean, you guys can probably list 35 songs in the comments that tell me where it's been done before, but it's kind of a novel experience for me anyway. And also, the last line that he just said, I'm going to roll it back just for a few seconds, talks about, I love the construct of the song, which is like him talking to his older self, right? And telling them that, you made it, buddy, right? There's obviously a long history of you made it, buddy kind of songs in hip hop and all kinds of music, but not many of them are talking to themselves. So.
Dear older me, you became everything you chose to be, huh? Took the wheel and you drove the speed. Out on the road, it took you higher than coca leaves, huh?
I love took you higher than coca leaves. I love that metaphor as well. Another thought about this too, you don't usually hear people talking when they're doing songs like this or poems like this or pieces of art like this. You usually have like an older person talking to their younger self, right? I actually had my students in creative writing today do a piece very much like this, where you're giving advice to your younger self in a kind of way. This is inverted, right? He's talking to himself as an older person, which is an interesting way to think about it.
You at the age, you say what it is. You call every girl on your phone like, come to the crib. Ain't gotta hide nothing, what you gotta lie for? One come through the front, one leaving out the side door. Potential, but what's potential of all I'm missing the mental? And what you been through could mess up now what you into. Got the essentials to murder an instrumental.
Got the essentials to murder an instrumental.
Talking to the younger you, every stage problem is still running you. That big age you at, you did your big one. My favorite era from you, I can't even pick one.
This guy's got so many eras. The comments that I've had on previous videos have kind of indicated that he has sort of three, right? He has what we think of as the Illmatic era, with the one that starts with Stillmatic, and then the King's Disease run. Other people could probably conceive of that differently. That's just how it's been explained to me. I'm not pretending to know that. But there's not many people who have that many distinct musical eras, especially spread over that amount of time. So it's another one of those, like he talks about in Abracadabra, like he's doing things that have never been done before, right? I mean, it's the same kind of deal. You can also tell it's, of course, because that musical sweep comes in, right? All right, there's another thing that I wanted you to comment on about this is, I mean, the chord changes behind there, like the actual music that's being played, is kind of like on an organ, sort of, behind the verses. It's not the chord progression of Radiohead's Creep, but it's kind of like that. It has that feel to it to me. It goes from major to minor, the same chords. So it gives it kind of the going from major to minor without getting too, nitpicky or pedantic about it, gives you kind of an ominous feeling, like talking about something that was good, or makes you have a feeling like there was something good that is not good anymore. It's kind of warping and going sour and stale, which is kind of what he's talking about in the song too. Having no tears, a lot of the album, the idea of no tears, generally speaking, is really cool as a construct for this particular album, because he's talking about, like, learning to hold back his tears, right? That's the literal meaning of what's going on, and has been trained from a very young age that crying is not something that we do, right? But the larger construct of the song, where he's talking about, what was it? What did he say? About all the things that he would tell his older self, like that you made it, right? And the larger construct of the album seems to be also, look at me, I made it. And I don't have to worry about the things that I used to worry about. So in that sense, no tears gives you, like, I don't have anything to be sad about anymore. So I don't need to cry because there's nothing sad in my life, or at the very least, nothing that is real. I don't feel like it's that serious anymore, right?
Talking to my younger self. They say in the big 50s.
Now he's talking to his younger self, right? It's a switch.
Rich. In every aspect. You got nothing to worry about. No tears.
See, there it is right there. You got nothing to worry about anymore. One of the comments that I texted Coop this morning, I just gave him like quick bullet points of quick thoughts. One of them was, this was one of my favorite songs on the record, but also that makes me look forward to being 50 too. That a lot of people think of 50 as being like the beginning of being old, right? The beginning of not being able to do all the things you used to be able to do. But he's thinking of it and presenting it on this album as something to celebrate, something that is worth a lot. And it's not just like, hooray, I survived that long, though there is that in there too. It's also that there's some good stuff about it. Like, the idea that you don't have to worry, and he really seems to not be worrying as much about what people think. There's a couple other songs that address, I think Tisk does, the people who have it out for him, but he doesn't seem to be like stuck on it in the same kind of way as I would have been, like, as a younger person. So that's probably enough for this. I'd forgotten, actually, now that I've listened to it through again, there's not really a beat drop in here. Like, in many of the songs, he does a cappella or over like strings or something like that at the beginning, and then the beat kicks in. This is different. Because it's just got that little drum roll thing going on in it, which is, I don't know. It makes my ears happy, I guess, is what I have to say about that. So that's No Tears. I'll be back hopefully tomorrow with another one. Talk to y'all later. Take care, y'all.